Welcome to reality. You're now on the Code of Mind channel. This world is capable of tearing apart your habitual perception of reality in a way that leaves you forever changed. There is no way back into the cozy, comforting illusion of safety. Look around you. Everything you interact with every single day, phone screens, endless social media feeds, artificial scents in shopping malls, digital avatars, polished profile pictures, and news cycles that change faster than you can process them, is not just a reflection of our lives. It is an independent, self-contained universe. These simulations long ago stopped describing reality. They are utterly detached from it, substituting true existence with themselves. Look at the room you are sitting in right now. Look at the things surrounding you. The boundary between the real, living world and the artificial matrix has been permanently erased. We have found ourselves locked inside an endless hall of mirrors, where every copy points exclusively to another copy, and the original source was lost long ago. As the great French philosopher Jean Baudrillard warned in his prophetic writings, we live in a world where there is more and more information and less meaning. Let that sink in. Do you feel this emptiness on a deep level? Your brain is bombarded every single second by terabytes of data. Morning news updates, other people's opinions, expert noise, pop-up notifications, and an endless stream of other people's lives. But let's be honest with ourselves. What part of this stream actually settles in your head? What of it transforms into real actions, awareness, or internal grounding? Nothing. In a world of unlimited, redundant content, deep, authentic meaning is completely dissolved in this deafening white noise. The system feeds your consciousness a surrogate, a simulation of movement and success, while you waste your energy maintaining someone else's digital stage sets. You are suffocating from an excess of data while experiencing an absolute deficit of real meaning. And the first step toward awakening is recognizing that this noise has nothing to do with your real life. It would seem we are facing the ultimate paradox of the modern era. Why doesn't an era of unprecedented total access to information, massive databases, science, and technology make us more conscious, deeper, and freer? Why, instead of enlightenment, do we get only mental exhaustion and chronic fatigue? The answer lies in a quiet catastrophe happening under the relentless pressure of simulation. We are no longer dealing with a genuine, tangible reality. We live amidst constructed simulacra. What does this mean in practice? These are empty copies of worlds, detached from their roots, that no longer exist in physical nature. Think back to history. In the past, a formal portrait or painting depicted a specific living monarch or a human being of flesh and blood. There was always a real prototype behind the image. Today, however, the image of a person, a leader, or even a historical event on the internet is just an emoji, a pixelated avatar, a retouched photo, or an AI-generated picture that has no physical original and never did. It is a pure simulation of an idea, supported by nothing more than the algorithm's belief in its existence. The hyper-real world has completely erased traditional boundaries. It has completely amputated our ability to distinguish a genuine tragic event from a silly viral trend on TikTok. Both a global cataclysm and a momentary digital joke exist for our perception in one and the exact same status as content. The meaning of what is happening is mercilessly flattened, turning into a flat ribbon of pixels. Ask yourself a terrifying question. If our memory of our own life, of history, of important moments and victories is entirely formed by filtered social media feeds and imposed external templates, do we even need the original at all? Why do we need reality if its digital copy sells better? Yet the scariest part isn't even that. The scariest part is realizing that we have quietly crossed the line where the authenticity of any event no longer matters at all. No one cares anymore whether it actually happened. In the world of Victoria's simulacra, only one thing matters: how convincingly that picture looks on air. If the fake looks brighter than the truth, the system chooses the fake. And until you notice this, you continue to substitute your life with its ethereal shadow. To finally understand how humanity fell into this trap and imperceptibly traded genuine life for a digital shadow, we need to examine the mechanics of the process. Jean Baudrillard identified 4 consecutive stages through which any simulation evolves. Check which one your own reality is currently stuck on. Stage 1. The faithful reflection. At this stage, everything is honest and transparent. A sign or image is a pure, direct reflection of a deep reality. A picture, a portrait, or a text faithfully and without distortion repeats what actually exists in the physical world. There is no distance between the original and its copy. They complement each other harmoniously. This is a world where the image serves the truth rather than replacing it. Stage 2. The perversion of reality. Here, a dangerous shift in emphasis begins. Intentional or accidental distortion appears. The link to the original source is still there, but the form has already been altered to suit someone's interests, fashion, or ideology. This is a world of half-truths and beautification, where reality begins to be glossed over so it looks more appealing or convenient. But the skeleton of the original is still guessable behind the scenery. Stage 3. The masking of the absence. The turning point, where the system crosses the line. At this stage, the sign begins to mask not just a distortion, but the complete absence of a basic reality. A flawless, glowing, natural-looking facade is created that looks as plausible and alive as possible. But behind this luxury facade, there is absolutely no real foundation. It is a vacuum. This is a world of beautiful packaging without contents, successful successes on social media, and artificial values supported solely by the belief in them. Stage 4. Pure simulacra. The highest absolute point of the system's triumph. Here, the sign has no connection to physical reality whatsoever. It is completely autonomous. It is a pure copy without an original, self-contained. The image begins to spawn new images, and those, the next ones. And this entire structure exists exclusively inside a digital vacuum. At this stage, reality finally vanishes, leaving behind only an endless, self-replicating simulator. And if you do not realize this transition, you simply become another background element of someone else's program. While millions of people continue to mechanically and mindlessly consume streaming content, taking the imposed, generated simulation at face value, the biggest, most uncomfortable question sounds brutally harsh. How much longer are you personally willing to drain your life energy, your attention, and your time into maintaining someone else's copies, instead of living your own reality? All of this colossal informational noise rests on a single thing: the inertia of your autopilot. As long as you run in circles, reacting to notifications, other people's opinions, and artificial triggers, the simulation machine works flawlessly. But the exact moment you consciously stop, exhale, and pull your focus of attention back from the screen into the present moment, this entire complex chain of simulacra suffers a fatal glitch. The system loses control over you because you have stopped being a predictable variable. Remember the main thing: reality cannot be returned or downloaded through gadget screens. It cannot be restored using filters and digital surrogates. True life returns only through pure, unyielding presence right here and right now. As long as you are aware of what is happening, as long as you see the mechanics of the game, you are outside of foreign scripts. You are no longer a battery for the Matrix. You are reclaiming the authorship of your own life. Thank you for being with me on this channel. I wish you the best possible branch of reality. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Take care.